I've heard this personally from men over and over again. They will take the woman that really wants to do it and she might not be that good at it versus the woman that just does a whole lot of tricks and it seems like it's so second nature that she's not really into it.
I'm Amy, sex educator, sex and relationship coach, and co-owner of PurePleasureShop.com.
And I'm April, sex toy maven, VP of Hot Octopus, and I've dedicated my life to the business of sex. We're two people with a passion for educating and inspiring shame-free conversations about sex and relationships. Welcome to the Shameless Sex Revolution.
Want to learn more? Go to shamelesssex.com. And for 15% off of some of our favorite sex toys, use coupon code shamelesssex at purepleasureshop.com.
You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Shameless Sex Podcast.
Hi everybody.
We are here after our June. It's almost July. Our June show, our very first one that we did in Portland.
Shout out to Portland and all of the Portlandios or Portlandias that came out to hang out with us. That was so fun. We packed the house.
And then our expert educators, Dirty Lola, Dixie De La Tour, fucking love you. It was awesome. It was an amazing, amazing show.
It was a night, exactly what we promised.
A lot of dirty talk in that one.
Dirty talk, so much involvement from the volunteers,
yes,
the audience, and it made the show incredible.
Let's talk about all the free sex toys everyone got.
Whoa, that was insane. People were like feeling like they were out on the Oprah show back in the 90s. Like,
you get a sex toy.
This. Yeah.
Yes.
You
and
do.
So this, and we'll talk more about the show in a second, but this episode is with Jody from the podcast ProHOEvocative, but it's provocative, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
HOEvocative.
She's a fellatio expert and a certified sexologist, and she's going to be with us on June 30th in Chicago at Zany's for our next live show. I cannot believe it. And this episode was awesome. We just recorded it.
And it's mostly about, sucking dick, but it's also about other things. And I love how she also brings like kink or body confidence into her teachings. And we're so excited to have her on the show, but also in person, like April said, at Zany's in Chicago, June 30th, 2024.
It's small. It's a small venue because some of your Uberlube family live in Chicago. They went there, the venue.
Like, it's pretty small.
They're like, it's small.
Yeah.
So this is going to be intimate.
Yes.
And so there's less seats than there were at Portland. There's less seats than there will be in Seattle. So get your ticket now.
Yep.
And what we've discovered is that our generous sponsors, which we have Magic Wand, we have Sport Sheets, those are our gold sponsors. They gave us so many toys and collateral, like the hog tie system, which Amy used on me at the end.
I know. It kind of hurt her.
We don't want to. Well, no, that's okay. Yeah. It was only because it was like the last moment of the show.
I mean, it was hot.
It was like, pick me up. And then,
well, the audience had said they wanted me to hog tie you with a Sport Sheets hog tie.
And I was like, okay, do it. But I was like, ah. And then Amy was like, it doesn't matter.
I was wearing heels. I tried to carry her off stage and I tripped. But
she did get, and she did carry me like probably 10 feet. It was good. But that being said, we're not going to do that one for the crescendo or the encore.
But
however, there will be something
Jody,
new.
Though. Like
Jody's fucking fabulous. But you can get VIP tickets and sit right in front and get so many sex toys.
Yes. I think it's like $40 to upgrade to the VIP ticket. We were over $200 with free sex toys. I think it's more like $400.
It's more $400 or $500. I counted
it's a lot.
Last time. I lost count after $500.
And they're our favorite fucking toys.
And they are awesome. Like Aneros toys. There's their new clitoral stimulation gel that you can put on to enhance the air sac technology that Amy loves so much. And that's a new toy that it's like the upgraded rabbit that we've never seen before.
Which actually is great for the sex question, by the way.
Oh, good.
Did you even read it? There's a rabbit.
I haven't read it yet. I lost my voice a little bit from the travel.
Well, yes. And
what's new?
You did our live show and yes. Oh, you need some Uberlube in your throat. Works for everything.
I know. I was actually looking for it. I'm almost out.
I have more for you.
Yeah.
So I always have in limited amounts. Okay, yeah. So we'll hope to see you in Chicago and maybe in Seattle in August and go and get us.
Oh, what you did say though, Brent from Aneros is coming. He did say we could say that.
And it's his birthday. So he is the sales and marketing director. He's amazing. Awesome human. Don't know if he's going to present because he also gets timid.
Yeah.
However, he's going to have some special giveaways for people. So get your ticket to Chicago, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on.
Go to our website, shamelesssex.com, and then go to the event section. Sign up ASAP. We'll see you there. Okay, I'm ready for the second cue. I'm not looking
It's
at
actually perfect with the rabbit part you said.
I love it.
Okay. So I'm a 32-year-old woman and I've never had an orgasm. I've had 5 sexual partners, one of which is my husband of 8 years. And while I like sex, I still like it was in air quotes, by the way. While I like
Why?
sex,
I wonder why it's in quotes.
Well, because I think they experience like a little pleasure, but there's no orgasm.
They don't love it.
While I like sex, I still never have orgasms. I've tried the rabbit toy and it didn't do much for me. My partner's interested in learning about how he can please me, but I don't even know where to start. Please help.
Okay, wait. Remember back in the day in Pure Pleasure when they had I don't think Vibratex, aka Magic Wand, came out with their rabbit style toys. I don't think they make them anymore. But there were like the toys with like the beads that's
the original rabbit.
The original
like
rabbit.
in the
and they
Sex
were
and the
painful.
City episode.
Yes. Charlotte stuck in her room forever.
And you need to like this kind of thick thing inside of you that moves in the swirl motion.
And it pinchied.
And then you have the clitoral rabbit and it doesn't work for all bodies.
No, it did not.
I think Sex and the City made it look like everyone's going to get addicted to this amazing toy.
They had to have an intervention and take it away.
But okay, remember Sex and the City with Samantha also gets stuck. And she's like, I've been masturbating all day. Do you
Was
remember
it with the rabbit as well?
No, it's the magic wand. She had a wand.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So this is what I was going to recommend, but this
You
is
did
also
have all the
April's.
seasons on DVD, so
I watched them like
believe
8 million times.
I watched them a bunch, but I'm not as much as you.
Isn't it fun when you say on DVD? That's so old school.
Oh my God, I know. I don't even. Do you have a DVD player now?
Fuck no.
I don't either.
No one does. But if you do, we love you.
Kristen does. She said during the apocalypse, we can come to her house because we can actually have like a generator and watch DVDs. That's all of it.
I'll bring my Sex and the City DVD so we can go over there and watch it.
Which means download every episode of Shameless Sex because if there's an apocalypse, at least you can listen to it.
I know. At least as long as the Wi-Fi doesn't go down. Oh no, you can listen without Wi-Fi.
That's why you download it.
So that episode though with Samantha where she's masturbating all day, and I don't know if it's a magic wand, it was a corded one, and your favorite magic wand is corded still.
Oh yeah, but I barely use it because I'm scared it'll die.
We have a new one for you right here.
I know. I'm going to use it. My corded one's just a special.
And they don't die that often, but hers is a classic. She's had it that long.
Well, the thing is, it's the OG. I got it in Pure Pleasure.
Yeah.
And so it's like the original one, and they don't make that
like
particular model. It is sentimental, and it's very yellow. You commented on that because it's vinyl.
Yeah,
it's like
old.
vinyl. It's like having a record.
The new ones have a silicone head, so they don't turn yellow.
This is true.
So for this person, though, I mean, April and I, when we worked at Pure Pleasure, we knew that Sex and the City was saying like the rabbit, da da da. We would always tell people, no, unless you know you like internal stimulation with something on your clit that like may or may not fit your body. We would tell people, but don't pay attention to that episode because not everyone's into that. The magic wand is, which used to be formerly known as Hitachi, is like it's your favorite sex toy, but like we know so many people that have had a hard time having an orgasm, or if they're older and they used to have an orgasm easily and now they can't, or have never had one. This is like a guaranteed go-to. This is what like Betty Dodson would recommend to people all the time.
It's what helped me learn how to ejaculate as a woman. And now there's like a tiny little baby one.
Yes.
That's so powerful. We just felt it when we were in Oregon at one of the shops.
So there's the regular magic wand that plugs in called the Plus. There's the rechargeable.
There's a rechargeable. And then we did with the mini one, not the tiny one, but the mini, we did vibrator races, which we may or may not do again.
I think we should
at
do
Chicago
it
show, but we did that Portland vibrator races with the magic wand, and people were winning some stuff.
Yeah.
Amy labeled them like little race horses.
You like that. You're like, I bet
number two. So
and now they're the micro, which is like tiny, like maybe the length of my my fuck you finger.
But it's powerful.
But so anyone having a hard time having an orgasm, you can try all kinds of sex toys, but the Magic Wand brand is known for giving 99.999% of people, this is my statistics, not theirs, as sex educator, and I'm sure April would agree, our personal stats, is like one of the easiest ways to access O-Town, whether you've never had an orgasm or orgasms are really hard for you to have. And there's all these sizes, like April said. So you can still, if you're like, what do you call yours? The baseball bat? The big one.
Well, I used to. With my partner used to call it the baseball bat.
Okay.
And it's like the average size of it. Now they have the smaller size, which I just used the other day. And now the micro, I don't have the micro yet. And the mini works for me.
Yeah.
It takes me a little bit longer, but it's way more accessible.
Yeah.
And I will say that they're all fairly quieter than when I had the big plug-in version that I save for special occasions, or when I have like an extension cord.
20 years old now.
So
not 20.
old.
No.
It's got to be. I got it, I think, in 2009.
Okay.
So No,
20 is
not
an
quite.
exact 15.
It's yes,
Yeah.
it's older. It's old. It's one of my oldest sex toys, which is why it's nostalgic.
So you can go and try one of these products if you want teeny tiny but and has power, or like for me the mini. I like power, but the mini magic wand is like works for me because when I use the rechargeable, the regular size rechargeable or the plus is a bit too much for me. But for the person having a hard time having an orgasm, those might be the best choice.
And people have wrote us before saying they listened to our show, bought a magic wand, they have a vulva, and it was too intense. And we said, okay, put it over a pair of pants.
Yeah.
And
or
that
washcloth
could help.
in between.
Or a washcloth or a sheet or something that helps like give you a little bit of a barrier. And that can sometimes take down the intensity if you are really sensitive. And then you could graduate into the magic wand program.
Full on your clit.
Yes, you have a PhD in magic wand.
Yes.
Slowly.
This brand, Magic Wand, they make some of the best sex toys in the world for clitoral toys thus far. Maybe they'll make some other things.
I can't believe they're a sponsor for this
I
tour.
know.
It's so cool. And Sport Sheets. Like all the sponsors are
And
incredible.
Womanizer, one of my faves.
I know. So that's why the thing, I was like, this is meant to be.
Oh my God.
So that's awesome. And I have to say, I know that Magic Wand has a mini series coming out, which we're going to talk about another episode of a podcast. It's like 10 episodes
with amazing educators.
An incredible educator. And I just also want to say that today's episode that we did with Jody, you have to look at YouTube if you haven't, because Amy has this lingerie on that you've never worn anything like this on.
I love
and
it.
It's called
I'm gonna wear it on
Marie
stage.
Muir.
Yeah.
It's like Mure, but Marie Muir. And you look so hot. One of her titties popped out, I think maybe 2 times, but you kind of caught it. And like
That might happen on stage in Chicago, just
was
saying, but I'm
great.
into it.
And I got some lingerie too. It's
Yeah.
not lingerie. It's like a bodysuit. It's
Yeah.
like almost like it looks like leather, but it's not.
But they do leather too.
They do, and they do latex.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have to check out YouTube. And if you don't check out YouTube, then check out
Yes.
Amy's. You're probably going to post something.
I mean, it'll be on the Instagrams, but so okay. But so finishing with the magic wand, if you want to get a magic wand for yourself, again, there is the plus, which is a cord, is electric. There is the rechargeable there, and that's rechargeable, and they're both really powerful and they're a little bigger. There's the mini if you want something with a little less power but still fucking powerful, rechargeable, and now there's the micro. Go check those out because for this person, once you use this toy, you can learn more about your orgasm, and you can either just incorporate the toy into your partner play, or you can show your partner where on your clit or bits and how, like the pressure you use it, etc., how you use this toy on your body. So if you want to get one of these toys, you can go to purepleasureshop.com and use coupon code shamelesssex to get 15% off, or just go to Magic Wand's where to buy section. That's magicwandoriginal.com, and you'll see the where to buy section because you might find stores that are in your area.
okay. Or just trust us and buy it for online. And like, the micro is tiny, but it's mighty.
Yes.
I want to say that.
I know, isn't
I
it?
just
You could pack a lot of punch.
Turned it on at a store, and I was impressed.
Yeah, we gave one to your friend because they're like, I don't like really remember your friend, and they're like, I don't like strong stuff, and
the mini is about half the size of the mega.
Yeah.
The maxi. So yeah. Anyway, enough about Magic Wand because we love them.
And we're going to go into the bio right now, but we were just talking about the hot lingerie / bodysuit that I was just wearing.
You have to see it
in this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little finger
my
cap,
fuck you fingers.
They were like around her middle finger. You just had to see it. And if you don't want to see it, then check out mariemuir.com.
And then
it's MARIEMUR.com, not with an. So remember that, okay, everyone?
And
I challenge you.
And there, if you use code shameless, you also get 15% off. But we'll talk about that throughout the episode. And my nip slip.
The oopsie nip slip.
I like a nip slip. I'm into it.
I love the nip slip, an occasional nip slip where you don't even know. Oh, Amy, that's hot. And then sometimes you actually do it on purpose.
Oh yeah, no.
You're like, what about now?
I mean, as long as I have consent, but
Yeah.
if it accidentally pops out, that's not my fault. That's actually not a consent issue. That was a oops.
Well, I can't wait because I think Jody might be wearing some of this lingerie. Okay, so here's Jody's bio. Jody is a certified sexologist, and she invites you to join her in an unapologetic exploration of sexuality through candid and provocative discussions on her podcast, Provocative. From sexual health and education to personal stories and kinks, Jody delves into all aspects of sex to educate and entertain her audience. No topic is off limits as she encourages listeners to reimagine sex and embrace their sexual desires. To learn more, click the link in the show notes or listen to Provocative. on your favorite podcast app.
All right, everyone, it is interview time. We're back. It's late June. April and I just did our first live show in Portland, and it was awesome. And we have another show coming up in after this releases, 5 days later? And or maybe a little later than that. And it will be in Chicago. And Jody, who we're interviewing, Jody, the Fellatio Expert, is going to be at our live show. She also specializes in kink, all kinds of things. If you're not watching us on YouTube, we have been told by our social media manager or our executive assistant that we need to remind you to watch on social media. But this is an extra special invitation because my tits are almost out right now.
That's Marie Muir.
Yeah, I'm wearing Marie Muir. Marie Muir is fucking awesome. April would have put hers on now, but she'll probably wear it on stage.
Maybe a surprise.
Yeah.
And Jody's going to have some too.
Yeah.
It's a lingerie company. They have like latex and leather, and I have gloves. I shouldn't even
Oh
say
my
it.
God, it's awesome.
So good.
So I'm wearing a bodysuit right now. So go to your.
It looks really nice.
It's really fucking comfortable.
It has like finger like,
things
for the middle finger.
And
That's your favorite finger.
Yeah, my fuck you finger. But it's my favorite finger. Yeah. This is like if I'm going to put an orifice finger, also a fuck you finger, but also it has, when the crotch part it has snaps.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Easy access.
Instead of having to crawl in there. Yeah.
Anyways, they do all kinds of things. Marie Muir, their whole thing is unveil your sexy secrets, women's lingerie and leatherwear, and blah, blah, blah. We are here with Jody. Jody's fucking awesome. She's also a certified sexologist. So, Jody, can you please tell us and our listeners a little bit more about how you got to where you are today in the field of sexuality?
Yes, of course. So, I started having sex very early. I was 14 when I started having sex. And by the time I realized I actually didn't like sex, I was 30.
You didn't like sex or the sex you were having?
Yeah, no, what I later found out was that it was the sex I was having, but I had to really sit down with myself and say, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And what I realized through asking myself that was that I was having sex as an obligation to my boyfriends and not because it was something that I actually wanted to do. So I set out on a mission to have a whole phase and explore that. So I was like, you know what? I have to have sex on my terms and I have to do it for me. So that's how Provocative was actually born. And I've documented that journey on Provocative on the podcast. And I want to say a couple months, maybe a year into being a podcaster and documenting my journey so far, like, oh, I'm masturbating because I didn't start masturbating until I turned 30. I'm, having I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to have a one night stand and see what that feels like. And I'm going to have casual sex and see what that feels like. Just doing things that felt right for me on my terms. And then about a year into doing that, I said, you know what? This isn't good enough. I don't just want to be someone that is has a podcast and just talking about their own sex stories. I want to help people because there are other people that can resonate with this story about having sex, but not for themselves, but just because we are socialized to, live in a society where you have sex as part of a relationship as your duty, right? As your responsibility to
as a job.
We call
it a job.
Sex.
Exactly. So because we've been constructed to view sex in that way, I had to unlearn a lot of things, right? So I've documented that journey, and then I took a step further, became a certified sexologist. Then I also went and got my fellatio instructor's certification as well.
Where do you do that?
Yeah, so I got my fellatio instructor's certification through Sexpert Consultants. It's a company, you've heard of them.
Yes.
Yes. So I studied under Reba. She's amazing.
Yes, Reba. We've been meaning to have her on our show, and there's been this miss and anyways, awesome.
Yeah. So I love when people in our community are like, no, wait, I know her, right? So she's amazing. And I've been teaching fellatio and then also, teaching other forms of kink as well, because through this journey, what I realized was that I'm an extremely kinky person. I've always looked at myself as freaky, but once I started really going down this kind of rabbit hole of BDSM, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like an undercover dominatrix and I never would have known. So I really just documented that. I share the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Provocative podcast. I share education. I'm also entertaining. I crack jokes. Majority of my jokes are about dicks. So it's quite entertaining.
I feel you on that. And you're a very performative human. And when we saw what you were doing in this world, we were stoked that you agreed to be on our live tour and also that you're here on our show teaching us all of the things that you've learned, because obviously now you love sex, probably because it's for you, right? It's about your pleasure.
But you didn't realize till you're 30, which is not unusual, but awesome, right? Some people never figure in their entire lifetimes, right?
I hope that the media that's being put out there now is helping people feel more comfortable in their sexuality. I think there was a lot of media that was compressing and hard to understand your sexuality before podcasting and sex podcasting. And thank you to Emily Morse for really paving the way, and Dan Savage. But I think now we have so many different options for people and what they love and the avenues. So in your journey, when it comes down to your journey of being from where you were then when you were 30, and I don't know how old you are now, but you look like you're 25. So I'm like, did you go backwards in time? Because
it must be a kind of liking sex that
maybe that was all the O's that gave you a glows. So what shifted besides, obviously, hopefully you were having better sex after you were like learning about your own body.
I have amazing sex now.
No, I didn't doubt that. So what do you think would be your tips for people that are in that rut? They're like, I'm having sex for my partner and not for myself. And if they don't want to become a certified sexologist or a fellatio expert, obviously they can listen to you if they do. What would you suggest their steps should be to kind of get in that direction of enjoying sex?
So I view my sexual journey much like any other spiritual journey. You literally have to look within yourself and figure out, all right, these are my goals. This is the person that I want to be in the bedroom. I really had to visualize the person that I wanted to be, right? And it's like, okay, the way you do, if you want to start a business, you do the research and you set goals and you really make a plan. That's exactly what I did with my sex life. I really created the sex life that I wanted. And I believe that, again, of course, I'm a pleasure advocate. I believe that everyone should be having the type of sex that they want. That is how you know that you're having a fulfilled sex life. If you feel like, oh, I'm not having enough orgasms, or I don't really feel fulfilled, you're not having great sex. There's no way you can have great sex because you're not fulfilled. But the moment that you begin to shift your mindset, right? Because that's what it is. It's a mindset shift. I view sex as a philosophy. Like for me, sex is interdisciplinary. We talk like, oftentimes I talk about the social, the historical, the philosophical, the emotional, the hormonal and biological components that come into sex, right? So when I say that, like, I really study sex, and that's allowed me to like enjoy it all of the time. So it's to the point where it doesn't matter who my partner is, I'm going to have an amazing experience. And because I'm so skilled in what I do now, my partner is going to have an amazing experience because they're just happy to be there. They're happy to just be around.
Well, of course they are also because, I mean, great partners, in my opinion, whether you have a pussy cock or all in betweens, are stoked when they're seeing that you're happy to be there too.
You
like,
enjoy
you're
yourself.
having your orgasms and pleasure.
Yes, totally agree. So when you kind of own that, see, oftentimes the conversation is around, when we talk about like, oh, 80% of women don't, have an orgasm from penetration alone. When we hear those stats, right, it implies implicitly what's in that what's being said when we say those things is that you depend on a man to make you orgasm. And that is problematic, right? You should depend on yourself to have a pleasurable experience and have an orgasm. If orgasm is the pleasurable experience, great. Because what we know to be true is that the orgasm is the outer body experience, whereas the ejaculation is something different. So oftentimes we're like, oh, well, did you come? Does that really matter?
Yeah, really. Does it? Does it that much?
Not necessarily, because if you know anything about anatomy, you can go up in there, press a couple buttons, and boom, you had ejaculation. Like there was no anticipation, no pleasure at all.
Yeah. Or if you're like a cock owner, you could just go wank and have it like go jizz, but like there's so much more to it.
Exactly. So we're being really clear on defining what pleasure looks like for you, and sticking with that and saying like, look, this is who I am. This is what feels great to me. I'm going to have experiences that align with what I want, and I'm not having any type of experiences that I don't want. Like me, once I realized I don't really care for vanilla sex, I like, it's just not going to happen for me. Like, even something that's like vanilla adjacent. And what I mean by that, like, I guess I'll call it Neapolitan ice cream, right?
The strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
All
I like that
right.
one.
So it's
I
like,
like that.
And then you mix them all together.
yeah.
It turns
Because
into like, yeah.
even if it's something that's like
Now I
a
want ice cream.
quickie, right? A quickie isn't vanilla in my world, because I'm going to pull out a toy and then I'm going to make you watch me first. So now I'm engaging in my exhibitionist quality and you're being a voyeur, right? So I took something where it's like people are just looking at it from a vanilla mindset and they're like, well, you just had a quickie. No, we engaged in something different. So it's all about a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Dude,
Major
wait,
shift.
I called Neapolitan ice cream swirled together when I was little mush mushage. I just wanted that. Mush mushage. That was what.
What's the mushage part?
I don't know mush mushage because I was massaging it with a
Massaging the
spoon.
cream.
So mush mushage.
I have a question about that for April in a second, because I feel like that could be a sex move. It could be like a sex technique.
The mush mushage.
I definitely feel like that's, yeah.
Yeah, mush. Will you mush massage me right now?
I mean, I don't know
Right.
if I could. I did it with a spoon usually when I was like 6.
I
Yeah, I feel like that's a sex move. Like,
is.
I don't know, you mix like lube in there or something with like the natural juices, and then your partner.
But no ice cream on the pussy, because that's just too much sugar.
Not. No, like you better get some flavored, I don't know, some ice cream flavored lube or something. But no.
So I want to bring all this to sucking dick, because
my favorite thing to talk about.
Mush mushage of sucking dick.
So for question 1, how do you mush massage? That's an April question. Actually, think about the April, because that actually could be a really great thing.
Okay.
I know, right?
So fellatio expert, fellatio instructor, when it comes to sucking the D, and then you're talking about this evolution to liking sex. So I think a lot of people, let's speak to like heterosexual couples who are sucking the dick and they're like, I don't really like this. It feels like a job, So because I've heard a lot of people say, well, the reason why people don't like it is because they don't think they're good at it, which I actually agree with. A lot of people don't enjoy doing it, think they're not good at. So question 1 for you is, what do you think about that? And question 2 is, what other tips or tricks do you have for people to not only just enjoy sucking the D or putting their mouth in the D, but like to actually, I don't know, feel good or skilled at it?
That is an amazing question. I totally agree that a lot of people think they're bad at it. And guess what? A lot of people are. Like, that's not coming out of nowhere. If you think you're bad at something, you probably are.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want to, like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you keep telling yourself, like, I can't do this, guess what? You can't. Yeah. Right.
Well, you're in your head then in those times too. You're like, oh, no, not good, can't do this.
Yes. So you're probably performing very bad. Like, I can't imagine, like, right now is sports season. I can't imagine a basketball player like going like, you know what? I can't do this.
April calls it sports ball, by the way, sports ball.
So 1, it's all in your head. A lot of it is in your head, right? If you think you are bad at it, you probably are. You have to make up in your mind that you want to be better at it. You have to tell yourself, like, no, I suck right now. At least I'm self-aware and I know this is not good. How do I get better? The first step is you have to want to do it. You have to be enthusiastic about it. Enthusiasm will go a long way. I've heard this personally from men over and over again. They will take the woman that really wants to do it and she might not be that good at it, versus the woman that just does a whole lot of tricks and it seems like it's so second nature that she's not really into it.
Yeah.
That enthusiasm goes a long way, especially with men. A lot of them won't tell you that it's bad. They're just happy it's in your mouth.
Yeah, like,
now,
there's a mouth on my dick. That's great.
Exactly. Like, I'm just happy we're here. But let's take it up a notch, right? Actually show him that you are enjoying it. Now he's like, you know what? I think I'm enjoying this now because you're enjoying it so much. They're enjoying the theatrics and the performative nature of it. And to your point earlier, I am a very performative person. So when I do fellatio, I teach people the performative parts of fellatio. How do you make it a production? How do you make it a scene, a whole scene, right? You're lighting candles, you're dimming lights, you're playing soft music, you're crawling to him super sexy, right? You are creating a whole experience. And when you put that effort into it, he's always gonna remember that. You are creating a memorable experience for not only him, but for you, because now your confidence is being built in that moment, right? Because you go from this person that's like, I don't really know what I'm doing, to, oh, I got this.
And you could cross use that between if you're eating pussy or you're sucking dick.
Exactly.
You could really use both of those things. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. I tell people actually in my class, so I teach a class called throat choreography because fellatio.
Throat choreography?
Yes, throat
That's
choreography
awesome.
because fellatio should feel like a beautiful dance with your throat. And when I tell them that there are a lot of similarities between a penis and a clitoris, right? A clitoris can, blood rushes to the clitoris and it gets hard, it gets erect. In the same way, blood rushes to the penis and it gets erect, right? The difference is men can get erect like that. Women, it takes about 18 to 40 minutes. It really takes us a while to get warmed up. You gotta slow cook us, right? You can microwave a man. You gotta put us in the
microwave.
It's like a rotisserie chicken. It takes some time to get ready.
I like that
you gotta slow cook us.
Or like a vegan version of that. What would that be? Like a rotisserie tofu?
Yeah.
Like
Sorry, vegans.
you guys are hilarious.
So you have something else, and I have such a deep question after this. Not deep, but like fun.
Yes.
Deep throat question. No, I don't.
You said deep throat question?
No, I kind of do, but it's leading into that. So please finish because you have so many good things. And I keep.
Yes.
missing.
So yes, definitely enthusiasm. That's my number one tip, right? My number two tip is the more you know, the better you'll be able to bring that knowledge in there, right? So, people have a lot of reservations like, oh, well, what about hygiene or what about this? What about that, right? There's a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot of bad information, but find someone that you trust and you trust their feedback and you trust the information that they share, right? And then you'll be able to say like, you know what? I know that semen has zinc and melatonin and oxytocin and serotonin and all of these happy drugs.
It has zinc?
It has zinc.
Oh my God. April's not feeling so good. Maybe she needs some jizz in her throat.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like,
was
is
offered.
it so under the weather?
It was offered.
I was like, oh no. Good to know though. Now I'll feel a little bit better because it's usually all in your head or their head in that case. Nope, never mind. Oh.
Either way, heads involved.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
awesome.
I would definitely say, again, like those are hands down like my top two tips. Enthusiasm, and then just do a little research. Because again, everybody's gonna have their different reservations. So do research specific to your reservation. If it's a hygiene thing, do research related to hygiene. If it's like, oh, I have an issue with the way in which, society, kind of like makes it seem like if you give head then it's dirty, do research on the social and historical constructs around fellatio, right?
What's up, shameless sex fam? Is your sex life important to you? What about your relationships? And also, let me ask you this. Who can relate to this story? Things were once so good in the bedroom with my partner, and now it's a mess, and I don't know what to do.
Where's my happily ever after, Amy?
Yeah, what about me? Or how about so many aspects of my life are fantastic, but when it comes to sex and relationships, I feel so lost. Yep, been there.
Me too. And this is why you all need Shameless Sex,
the book.
We give you simple solutions and a framework that you can use. You can customize it to you. Yes, you. Gives you the tools, the right tools for your sex and relationship. So you get what you desire. And it's fun. It's playful. Right, Amy? We're always playful.
It's kind of sexy.
And did I mention how easy we make it for you? You have to check out Shameless Sex. Plus the testimonials, they're coming in from everywhere. And this book has helped people just like you recreate and create the sex life of their dreams. So you can do it too. Go to, where are they going, Amy?
Shamelesssex.com.
Oh, how easy is that? Just go to shamelesssex.com and click on the book, okay? And you can get it however you choose.
If you want it hardcover, audio.
Hardcover?
We got you hardly covered.
Thank you, because I think those 3 tips that you just shared are huge. And confidence is something that a lot of people, if they're nervous with their partner, maybe they've been with their partner a little amount of time or a long amount of time, but confidence is huge. And I think that for a lot of folks out there, at least I know I can take back my power and get some confidence. And I think Amy has a lot of confidence today too. Not that you don't usually, but she's wearing this beautiful,
certainly not.
yeah, she's wearing this amazing bodysuit and lingerie or sexy gear, I think, and you can maybe attest to this or not, can really take you to that next level of feeling hot. You can put on some hot shoes with it. If you like to be barefoot and just have like the thong on, or get like just a sexy bra and have no panties, and this is speaking to folks that want to wear lingerie. If you're like, I hate lingerie, you can put a fucking ball gag around your neck, or get some handcuffs ready.
I'm not a lingerie person. And I'm a barefoot person too. I'm also over 5'9". And so this whole Marie Muir brand that we just discovered, I'm like, what the fuck? It's mariemuir.com. It's amazing.
I got gloves.
MarieMuir.com. Everyone go check it out. And just want to say, if you want a discount, just go there and use discount code Shameless, get 15% off. But I'm exactly what you're saying.
Lingerie, you can wear. I just got amazing tulle gloves that go all the way up. And I was like, these are dope. And I love lingerie.
They're fucking
so
hot.
I can't wait to see what you're going to wear in Chicago, because I know you have your plethora of lingerie available, and Marie Muir is sending you some things. So what do you think about confidence in terms of going downtown?
Yes. So again, I teach the performance aspect of fellatio. So you have to do things that make you feel good. If you feel good, you will perform good, right? If you are like, oh, you know what, I'm kind of tired. You might be like, oh, I don't really smell good. Like, what's going on here? All of that energy, because that's what it is. It's energy. That is the energy you're bringing to your performance, right? That is going to show. So yes, put on lingerie. You should do things that make you feel sexy. If it means that, I know me, I love how purple looks on my skin. So when I'm performing, I will turn I have a talent show room. So I'm going to turn my lights on the provocative purple setting, and I'm going to put on some lingerie.
Is your talent show room like in your house?
Yeah, like it's my room, but when I say talent showroom, I mean like I have lights where it's like I just use like my phone, and then it switches to like I can change the colors of the lights.
Oh, the cute, like the smart bulbs. I love.
Yeah, the smart bulbs.
I have them all over my house.
What are your go-to colors? We just did our live.
She said purple.
Purple, because we did purple, when our live show. We just did it in June, so we're doing purple when you're there on June 30th. And this is 2024.
That sounds good.
Because we went pink.
Dirty Lola loved pink.
Yeah,
so we did pink. Yeah,
so purple, sexy lighting. Okay.
Yes. Because purple is super sexy. I feel like people always assume like red is sexy, but it's like purple is really sexy. Like it's a really sexy color.
And it's kind of a little neutral. So like April and I, our history is, the sex toy world, and we're still in it. And remember all the purple dildos, all the sex toys and vibrators. Purple was like the neutral color, but it's a sexy color. I've always gone red for lighting, but red is like, I like this pink and purple. What about you, Chip? What did you?
The red is not this red that kind of, because sometimes you can really amplify people's red tones in their skin, which folks might not like.
Yeah.
Which for me, like the red can sometimes be a little bit more, but if it's dim enough, it's fine. But then sometimes you can't see it and you run into a wall.
Then you feel you run into a wall.
I'm like, now I don't really feel sexy at all.
I'd be like,
safety is important.
But I do love red on the bottom. Like I like wearing red lingerie. I do love that. But red lighting it's give or take. It depends.
And for some people, can feel a little bit like red light district-ish, which I like that. I think that's super hot.
I haven't tried purple. I'm gonna try that tonight with my Hue lights. Yeah. I love my those bulbs. We're not sponsored by Hue, or you can call them smart bulbs. I think you can get them on Amazon too. And that's like there's an app.
Yeah.
I think smart balls like
smart bulb. Oh yeah, no, it's smart bulb.
So
I think
if you're not listening, sorry, if you don't live in Chicago, then this might not apply to you. But if you are in Chicago, just know that you should come to our show on Zany's at June.
Club, right?
It was used to be a little strip club, and we have this lovely, lovely human Jody that will be there performing. We will have purple lighting. We promise you. So I want to bring us back to. I love April's question about like the sexy gear, and again, the Marie Muir. Everyone, go check it out because I identify as a sexy person, but I'm a naked, sexy person. And so I just love this bodysuit that I'm wearing by Marie Muir. Here you go.
You're so confident. And once you put that thing on, she had a t-shirt on. She's like, did you see this thing? I saw a couple of pictures because you sent it to one of our sponsors.
I did, yeah.
He's this amazing gay man that's going to be there. That's like, I need one of those. And we're like, bitch, we can get you one too.
I was like, I don't know if balls will fit in here, but
we can tuck it.
We're going to get some for Jody too. So go check out mariemuir.com. Use coupon code shameless, get 15% off. But here's my question. You said the historical and social constructs of fellatio, like educate yourself. What does that mean?
Yes. So the way in which we perceive fellatio is different all over the world. It's different from, depending on racial backgrounds. Like literally there are studies that show like, all right, women of color, specifically Black women and Latino women, are way less likely to enjoy performing fellatio because it's seen as something dirty versus like, all right, cool. When it comes to like Caucasian women, for example, they're like, oh no, like it's just another form of sex. Like they're a little bit more comfortable with it and they're a little bit more comfortable talking about it. Now, of course, as we've discussed before, we are living in a more liberated society. So people are getting more comfortable about talking about it, but it's still one of those things that's so deeply ingrained in the way in which we approach stuff. If you don't do the work to unlearn that, look, there's a reason that you have these limiting beliefs, these psychological blocks when it comes to performing, which, again, it might have been when you were like 14, 15, you might have overheard an adult say like, no, you don't do that. That's not what that's for. Or you might come from a very religious family and they're like, no, you don't engage in that type of sex because it's not for reproductive purposes, or it's not, for whatever reason, right? Because we never know what that small nugget of, knowledge that's going to translate into a core belief. And now we've taken that with us for the rest of our lives. Mm-hmm. So you really have to understand, like, look, make sure you do the work to define sex for yourself, and it's not in a way that, is heavily rooted in shame and guilt and, oh, I just don't want to do that because it makes me feel nasty or icky. Sex is not nasty. Sex is not icky. It is very natural. You should do things that you enjoy. If you genuinely do not enjoy it, great. But make sure you genuinely don't enjoy it. And it's not because of, something that your grandma said to you when you were 17.
Mm-hmm. that wasn't yours in the first place, right? That was
exactly.
Like, that was a projection from them. And I will say, in terms of like the oral pleasure is really, it's vulnerable, right? It's a very vulnerable position. It's very very much so for the giver, for the receiver, at least, especially when you're not feeling experienced or confident, and or if you've had any shame or trauma around it, which is something that I like want to attest to, because at a young age I did have like an experience that was like not like it was an unconsensual act.
We were just talking about this.
Yes. Yeah. And so I was like 14 years old and pretty much forced to give this 18-year-old boyfriend that was like, I never had sex before. I'd never given a blowjob before.
Right.
Didn't have, and it's in our book, but like not deep, like, and I'm not going to go into the deep trauma pieces, but what I'm saying is what I learned from my experience. So he
was pushing your head down.
He was pushing my head down. Yeah. He like unzipped his pants and pushed my head down. And so after that experience, like I kind of like forced my mouth away, which I was like, ugh. And then, and he had like, oh, I'm getting blue balls, the classic 90s thing.
God, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So, but to bring it back to like almost me reclaiming what had happened, it took me a long time. And I was always pretty dead set on only giving oral to people that I loved, whether like that I really felt safe.
That's how a lot of people end up. That's how a lot of people end up saying like, no, I don't do this with everyone, or I have to do it with someone that I've been in a relationship with for 5 years. It's like, whoa.
And I've heard this about pussy eating too, by the way. Same thing. Like I only go down on women if I'm in love with them.
Right. And I don't, I've strayed away from that. And I want to say I took the power back. And after I was in 2 long-term relationships where I finally did, suck cock, didn't really know what I was doing, try to watch a lot of movies and instructional videos and learn. And I still would be like, oh, like I'd watch Amy doing 101 classes.
You just need a Jody.
I needed Jody back then. This was a long time ago. And now I can watch porn, and I love watching the porn with like the forced head stuff, like where it's forced, because I think it's as long as it's acting, because I'm taking back the power. Yeah. And that has been a turn on now for me, but it used to be horrendous to see. So I just want to make that a highlight, because I feel like, as you said, being trusting and feeling safe, as we all know, being sex educators is really important. And obviously there's another one that I know Amy will talk about, because she talks a lot about that when you're giving head or being in sex itself. But I just wanted to bring that up and to let everyone know out there that you can reclaim any shame
I totally agree. I had a similar situation where, and I talk about this on my show. I was molested for years, and as part of that molestation was the person that was abusing me would go down on me, and so I did not want people to go down on me at all. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't until I was maybe 26 where I began to finally be like, okay, I think I can kind of feel comfortable doing this, but it took a long time. And again, we never, because so many people have so many different things going on with them, have so many different trauma responses, right? Whether it be physical, emotional, mental, verbal, what have you. There are different reasons as to why we begin to formulate our thoughts around sex. So it's so important to do a sex audit with yourself. Why do I have the beliefs that I have? Are they limiting beliefs or are they liberating beliefs? And then being able to make decisions around it.
I like that. So are they limiting or liberating? That's really insightful and like what April said and what you said.
Easy to determine, right?
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah. Are these holding back? Or are they like, no, these are inspiring? So you are both talking about like, no, I was able to find power in it, but part of that is through education, having positive experience with other partners that are like not shoving your fucking head down or for you, Jody, right? Like in a completely non-consensual experience, not just experiences. And a lot of people, when they hear about like kink or fetish, and oral sex usually doesn't go in that category, like loving sucking some dick or eating some pussy.
It can because
right?
It can. And the reason, I'll give you guys an example, like face sitting is really huge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so like,
or like is it queening? What's the queening chair?
You queen. Yeah, so like someone might sit there for hours with like an ass in their face.
Yeah.
I never knew that term. I love that.
It can totally turn into and so people think of like kinky people or like someone who loves sucking dick and they can't get enough dick. You're like, well, what happened to you when you were a child? And sometimes there is trauma, right? April, you're talking about trauma. Jody, you are too. And like I don't particularly have that same trauma around that. But I had something similar with the pussy eating, but not like trauma, more so like my first sexual partners just never offered it nor did I know how to ask. And so it took me years to get comfortable with that. Time for a quick break to talk about one of our sponsors who just so happens to be our absolute favorite lube, Uberlube. Uberlube is a luxurious silicone lubricant and it enhances intimacy. It's there when you want it and it blends in when you're done with it. So you have control over that lube. It's long lasting and leaves the skin extra velvety. And honestly, y'all, I want it all over my body. Thousands of doctors in the U.S. are recommending Uberlube to their patients. It's body-friendly, less likely to change the pH, and it has vitamin E, so it feels extra moisturizing.
There's a reason why we've been a fan of Uberlube for years. There's no flavor or scent. It's even great for oral sex, everyone. But it's not just great for sex. You can use it for massage, your hair. You can prevent chafing. It even brings out the colors of your beautiful tattoos. And the bottle is absolutely gorgeous. It looks more like a cosmetic, so you can leave it anywhere shamelessly for easy access. Just go to uberlube.com and use the discount code shameless10 to get 10% off and free shipping. Again, that's uberlube.com right now with code shameless10 for 10% off and free shipping. This podcast is also brought to you by OMGS.com. Join over 1 million people who are experiencing more pleasure with OMGS. They take scientific research of thousands of vulva owners, showing techniques to pleasure that pussy. They turn this research into tasteful, educational short videos, animated modules, and infographics. OMGS is for anyone who wants to learn about vulva pleasure or take it to the next level. Want to take your orgasms from good to out of this world? Then check out OMGS. Or if you're a vulva lover and want to up your pussy pleasuring skills, then you need to check out OMGS.
I've personally been recommending OMGS to my clients for years, and it's completely changed their lives. They have 3 seasons: external pleasure, internal pleasure, and sex toys. It's not a subscription service, and you don't need to download a thing. OMGS also makes a fabulous gift, and your purchase supports more pleasure research. So just go to omgs.com/shameless to get 10% off right now. Again, that's omgs.com/shameless to receive 10% off unlimited access towards enhancing your pleasure power. The link is in the episode's description. So I'm bringing this just another question here. So I have heard, Jody, I've heard these theories. So we talked about enthusiasm, which we know applies to anything we're doing with sex. Pussies, cocks, assholes, all the things, non-genitals, right? Enthusiasm is a great tip for better sex in general. So, but I have talked to a couple of people, and so they say, this is what they say. As my tits pop out, this beautiful Marie Muir's bodysuit. So enthusiasm is one of the best tips for, pleasuring the D. But when it comes to pleasuring the pussy, and this is mostly about pleasuring the D, this podcast, but when it comes to pleasuring the pussy, yes, enthusiasm is great. Like, oh my God, your pussy.
But it doesn't get you as far as.
So what I heard, one of the top things is presence and attunement. Like, paying attention to the person. So what do you think about those and the differentiation between the D and the puss?
Yes. So similar when I said that, both can be erect, but it takes longer for a woman, right? So that enthusiasm, it can get you far with a penis owner. It cannot get you far necessarily with a vagina owner, because you have to really engage in foreplay. And that's where that paying attention comes into place, right? You really have to be present. You really have to be focused in on your partner and what they like specifically, right? Because they're all created differently. They are not created equal by any means. And you have to be patient, right? You have to be way more patient when it comes to, vagina owners versus, penis owners, right? That said, you still got to do the work. It's going to be great when you get there. You just got to do the work.
April, so, damn it.
I'm kidding, but yeah.
Yeah, you really just have to do the work. There's no way around it, right? Like I said, you can microwave a man. You got to slow cook a woman. That's just what it comes.
I love this microwave a man and slow cook.
I like the I'm just rotisserie chickening the
vulva. What an instant pot. What about that? Who's in?
Yeah, because
that's a good question.
If you're not ready to slow cook, and again, don't just assume that foreplay is about, oral sex, right? Sensual massages, slow talking, affirming her, right? Oh my God, you look so sexy. Like doing those things was like, ooh, you're making me tingle, right? And keep doing that over and over and over again, right? And you do that for an extended amount of time, to whereas by the time you are ready to, maybe penetrate her, she is on the edge of her seat, right? And that's how it should be. That is the only way you should want to enter, is because they're like, all right, cool. We're not going to be, I've edged her up. I've let her marinate. Ooh. I've let her, I love food analogies because
like a steak. Yeah.
Marinate. Yes. And so I was just saying to April's like, I think I figured out another reason why I love this fucking bodysuit is I could just, because there's the snaps on the crotch, on the pussy area, we could just snap it. I could still wear this sexy outfit. And then after you've already seduced me, but I'm still in my sexy hot outfit, you can make your way to my pussy. But you have to do all these other things. You have to basically marinate me for a while, like a steak.
And they can bite off the snaps.
But then no, you just snap them. It's just like, tick, and then now my pussy is available after you've done all the marinating that you're talking about.
Right, exactly.
I think that's hot.
I know.
So I think that there's so much in the art of fellatio, the art of cunnilingus, the art of all of sexual interactions with people, and it's an evolution, right? And I would love for you, if you can, because if folks can't be in Chicago, sorry for you. We're gonna be at Zanies on June 30th, 2024. Everyone. So what do you think? 'Cause I know when you started talking to us about what you do, I was like, oh, this queen right here is going to be so fucking amazing. So what can you give just a tiny, don't give away too much, but a tiny taste of what not only what you're going to bring to Shameless Sex, because you're a very experienced performer, educator, sexologist, podcaster. What can people expect if they make their way to Zanies on June 30th for the Shameless Sex show?
Yes. So just like even on, this conversation that we've had so far, you can expect some knowledge, right? Because even when I'm cracking jokes, I'm not telling lies. So I might tell a joke, but I'm not going to tell a lie. So behind the jokes is very important information that you are going to remember because I said it in a funny way, right? But you can expect education. You can expect entertainment. You can expect some kink because, again, I'm a very kinky person and I like to incorporate kink into everything that I do. I am an exhibitionist, so I enjoy when the spotlight is on me. I like when people watch me. And I give people kind of cheat codes. That's what I like to refer to.
Cheat
Cheat
codes.
codes.
Oh, cheat codes, right?
Oh my God, we love cheat codes.
Yes, I love to give
It's like buzz hacks, like life hacks.
It's like
buzz
Viagra for your brain. It makes things easier.
I love to give people cheat codes. So, you might say, but Jody, what if I don't have this? Glad you asked. You can substitute it for that. So I love giving people cheat codes because sometimes you never know when you might find something useful. So yeah, those are the things you can expect. Again, I'm super performative, so you're going to be entertained. You're going to have some education. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to it.
And the unexpected, the expected and the unexpected.
And aside from our live show, and we'll get to that, how people can find you, because I've actually listened to your podcast and stalked you on the interwebs. And so
your links to me, and I was like, oh,
so
yeah,
have you seen this? Have you
fucking
seen fucking Jody?
I loved it. I love she's awesome.
Aside from our show, go follow Jody's podcast and go and also
the provocative.
Yeah,
provocative.
Provocative.
I call you the provocateur though, because I'm like but it's provocative.
It's spelled like ProHOE with an HOE vocative, and then also your Instagram is fucking badass. But what the other things I want to say is like, the show isn't just about sucking dick or this hot lingerie by Marie Muir that I will, at least I'll be wearing, and maybe the three of us. But also,
you gotta take pictures.
Like you said, we're going to bring in the kink aspect there. And so I know for a lot of people who are not super kinky, one of our favorite brands, and I think we're going to have some products on stage for this, is Sport Sheets, right? There's going to be all these different things that we're bringing in there. So Sport Sheets is one of our like favorite softcore brands there. And so there's so many fun things within our live show and our podcast, but also how people can seek out more about Jody.
Can I just speak to how many okay, so we just finished Portland. We just came back. My voice is gone. I'm still earning it back.
Yes, good.
And it's getting better. I took like a Mucinex and a Claritin, not sponsored by either of those things. But the people that arrived, we gave out so much free stuff from our sponsors. Like shout out to Magic Wand.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite toys since I was a baby bird using toys at 23. I still love the Magic Wand. And it's like, and you get a sex toy, and you get and then Aneros.
So many. Aneros Magic Wand.
Have Aneros reps there. Womanizer.
Pure
Uber Lube, which is Chicago's the birthplace of Uber Lube, y'all. And then if you don't want silicone,
I used a little bit yesterday.
Oh yeah, it's dope.
It feels amazing.
But if you get Marie Muir latex clothing, Uber Lube
you can put it on it.
You can put it on it, and it like helps like lubricate the actual latex to make it last longer.
Or if you have cheat codes, you can put it like under
cheat codes.
And so if you all come to our show, if you can't come to our show, if you get the VIP package, which is like $40 more, you get all of these toys.
It was
over $400.
We gave probably close to $500 worth of free toys.
I think
maybe
thousands of dollars.
I'm not kidding. People were stoked. They were like, "Oh, gato."
Yeah.
So,
gato.
Because I was like, our sponsors have been awesome. So
with our
go to the show, spend $25 to $30. If you don't get it in advance, it's more money. And they get so much free toys and so much interaction with us on stage and Jody. So
if you want to go and sign up for a show, go to shamelesssex.com and then you'll see the event section. Go sign up there. But aside from that, Jody, if they can't come to the show, or if they can, how do people find you? How do they work with you? What are your offerings and services? I think you have like online workshops and things. Like, how do people get more Jody in their lives?
Yes. And everybody needs some more Jody in their life. So you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JODYPRHOE. So Jody PRHOE.
HOE though. HOE.
Yes,
all right, good.
Yes, Jody PRHOE on Instagram. You'll also be able to follow the podcast Instagram. That's at provocative, PRHOEVOCATIVE. You guys can also listen to Provocative wherever you stream your podcast. Apple Podcasts. I actually have video on Apple Podcasts. So if you guys want to watch, you can do that in Apple Podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen, I'm probably there. I say really funny, cool stuff, and I put it on shirts. So if you're interested in the merch, you can go to provocative.com. There's merch there. I say stuff like, I'm sad. I think I need a little head, or give me head, not headache. Just super cute stuff that you can, get a shirt.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I am the resident sex expert at Tease University, which is a virtual all-in-one platform where women can literally sign up for sex classes, fitness classes, sensuality, self-reflective classes. It's all in one platform. Tease. Tease. So Tease like tease me.
Tease University. Almost like it sounds
teeth.
Like a Z. And I was like, Teeth University? Okay.
Like mouth teeth?
I know. I was like,
teeth.
I think the dentist already stole that one. The dentist stole that one. No, Tease University makes sense. But TEASE University. Okay, got it. Nice. I love that. For women only, for vulva identified folks.
Yeah, or I mean, if you are someone that, whether you identify, regardless of how you identify, if you know that you want to, be more sexy, be more confident, learn more about, how to, I just taught a class last night about anal training. So if that's something you're into,
who was on our show? We said anal training was so fucking
Daddy Hef.
I love Daddy Hef.
Oh my God. I was like, can you anal train my asshole?
Yes.
Jody, I'll take you too. I'll take both.
Yes. I love Daddy Hef. I'll be seeing him soon. Like he's amazing. He came to one of the provocative parties that I throw. So I throw an event. It's called the Provocative Party, and at the Provocative Party, we do demonstrations. So you'll see a demonstration, and then you're able to actually participate in the demonstration in a very intimate and low, kind of low pressure environment. So,
and wait, where is this though? Where do we go?
So it happens in Chicago. I do it twice a year. Just had one on 6/9 for National Sex Day. That's also the 3-year anniversary of Provocative. So definitely had to do a provocative party then. The next party will be in November because it's Scorpio season, and definitely going to have another one around that time. So that's always fun. I also do, I accept sex coaching clients. So if you have something very specific that you have questions around or you want to learn about, I do offer services as well. I also do sensual play services. So if you say, you know what, Jody, I want you to tie me up and, massage me for an hour, that's fine. I do that. So
you got to pay her good, though. You got to pay her good. Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, I'm really good with my hands.
I have no doubt about
and all of these links, it's all going to be found on your website, and people can just follow the links if you're driving or something.
Too. And if you go look at the notes wherever you're listening.
About to say. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Amy.
Yeah.
She's a mind reader. She's a mind reader. And I can't wait to see you and read all your body language and your amazing things. We're going to see you in person in Chicago, June 30th, in your hometown. I know that you reign from there. I'm from Wisconsin, but I knew a lot of I grew up in Wisconsin with a lot of Chicago folks. We'd go down to the city. Don't know the city. I'm like a weird, I love everything about it and I don't know anything about it kind of person, but I always learn more every time I go. And you were already telling me about some good restaurants. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but I cannot wait to see you in person. Yeah. And when this comes out, it'll be only a few days, but for all y'all out there, come and see us in Chicago at Zanies on June 30th. Miss Jody, you are so lovely and just incredible. Thank you for being here with us. We can't wait to get you that Marie Muir.
Yes, thank you for having me. You guys are amazing.
Yes, we can't wait to see you. And to all of our listeners out there, come and check us out. We'll be in Chicago. Then we'll be in Seattle August 1st. We'll be in Chicago June 30th. Portland was a smash hit. So don't get jealous. Come and see us if you're in that area. Come and check out Jody and all of her work. Or if you are not in the Chicagoland area, go check out the Provocative podcast website, all of it, and the links are in the show notes, as Amy just stated. And we love you, each and every one of you. Rate us on iTunes or any platform that you're listening to our podcast on. Check us out on YouTubies, the YouTubies, okay? YouTubies. I'm gonna massage you if you go on the YouTubies.
Oh, wait, okay, real quick, pop quiz.
I'm gonna come up with like a fellatio trick, and I'm gonna call it mush massage.
So if you were to mush massage, we're just I want to rapid fire. If you were gonna do something on a deed and it was called the mush massage, what do you think it would be? Jody first, go.
I'm going to get a fruit roll up. I'm going to also get some edible lube, and I'm going to make this motion around.
You gotta watch YouTube.
Yeah. It's not easy for me because I used to do this and when I was little, 6, and I would show my brother the mush massage because like with the ice cream that I did.
Probably mush massage the gooch while you do this.
My brother lives in Chicago and he knows about mush massage because we used to make mush massage ice cream sundaes together, which would just meant just doing that. So I would have to think about that.
It looks like,
but it's not sexual for me until I'm like, oh no.
It looks like kind of like sucking a cock, but you're doing something with the balls and the taint at the same time with the other. Yeah.
Massage.
Everyone go to YouTube. This is fucking awesome.
That's it. We just created it. It's the mush massage.
It's been since the 1980s, but only with ice cream. Now it's been brought to real life, not abandoned. All right, y'all. We love you, Shameless Sex Revolutionaries. We love you, Jody. We'll see you next Tuesday, everyone. We'll see you June 30th, Miss Jody. All right, ciao for now.
Want to learn more? Go to shamelesssex.com. And for 15% off of some of our favorite sex toys, use coupon code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.